Hello, this is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, or iHeartRadio. This is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan. Good stuff today. The Lakers are on the brink, or we got good stuff today. I keep messing that up. Clippers are on the brink too. The Eastern Conference Finals is set. Or no, the Eastern Conference second round is set. And 12 teams remain in the NBA. But there are some teams that will be out by tonight. So, alright. Let's talk about probably the most important thing. Are the Lakers going to go out tonight? And a lot of that comes down to Anthony Davis, who is a game-time decision. And big men, the popularity of big men are really down. They're really going down. And, you'd think that would, ruin the value in big men, but it's actually increasing it. Because when the big man's down, the whole team's down. And it really depends who you're playing. Like, this next round, Embiid is out, it looks like, for a couple games. But I think even without Embiid, the Sixers are better than the Hawks, And I think they can buy a couple of games without Embiid, but the Lakers are playing the Suns, who are a very good team. I know if the Lakers had 100% LeBron, 100% AD, it's a win in 5 or 6 games. But they don't. So it's tough. Because the Suns are not a bad team. They were the 2 seed. They're not playing and it's not like they're inexperienced either. Devin Booker, he's obviously young, but they have CP3 who's been here before. Monty Williams is a good experienced, smart coach, They're not playing like the Sixers. Like, the Sixers, Nate McMillan has done a great job with the Hawks. But the Sixers have Doc Rivers. Much more experienced. And, their team overall is just more experienced. The Hawks are a young team. Suns they got older this year. So, they're as experienced as the Lakers, and their coach is as good as, if not better than the Lakers coach. If they were playing a worse team than the Suns, then it would be a different story. But right now, without AD possibly, they're playing the Suns. So, we'll see what happens there. And I would not be shocked if the Lakers go home tonight. It's insane to think about that, because at this point last year, first of all, they weren't even... At this point last year, the Lakers had already closed out the series with the Blazers. They were playing the Rockets, So it's crazy to think about that just a year ago, but, I don't know. Alright, let's get some music on. Alright. Here we go. Alright. Okay, so the Hawks, beat the Knicks in 5, and Trae Young taunted the Knicks fans with a bow after eliminating them. And he's played great. This was an arrival series for Trae Young. And obviously, I think you're crazy. Like, I like the Hawks, but I think you're crazy if you were rooting against the Knicks. Like, that, you cannot root against the Knicks. That is impossible, I feel like. The Knicks are one of the most likable teams in the NBA this year. But he played great, and he's kind of becoming a new Reggie Miller to the Knicks right now. He's taunting them, and he's unfazed by their, trash talking to him. And he is, Reggie always had great performances against them. Problem was always closing them out. So, this was a great series for Trae Young. It was an arrival, and I hope he keeps coming up with these performances. It's going to be fun to watch. So the Sixers have won also in 5 games. And I think they could beat Atlanta in 6 games without Embiid. If they don't have Embiid for the entire series, beat them in 6. But that would be great for them because it gives Embiid a week off to get to rest a bit. He is battling an injury, so it's not really rest. It's recovery, but it gives him a week to recover. And, headed into the Eastern Conference Finals. And I think with Embiid, they could beat the Nets. If they don't have Embiid against the Nets, they're screwed. They're not winning. Because, like I said, if you don't have a big man, you cannot beat the Nets. Because then it's just... because the Nets' only weaknesses, their only weakness is interior defense, and if they don't need to have interior defense to beat you, then they're golden. Like the Celtics, the Nets didn't need interior defense to beat them, and they won in 5. So I think they can beat I think they're evenly matched with the Bucks, and I think they have a chance to beat the Nets. All right, so the Jazz also finished off the Grizzlies in 5, and I think they beat both the Clippers or the Mavs. I think they're just simply better than the Mavs. They're a better defensive team, and their offense I think is just as good. I think they're just a better team than the Mavs. I think it's a better version of... The Mavs are a better version of the Grizzlies, to the Jazz at least. The Jazz are simply better, but the Jazz are definitely better than the Grizzlies. The Mavs are definitely better than the Grizzlies. And I think the Clippers have too much of a hard time closing out games, so I think the Jazz beat either the Clippers or the Mavs, and head into the Western Conference Finals, so... against either the Lakers, Suns, Nuggets, or Blazers. So, we'll see what happens with the Jazz there. Alright. Oh god, I'm tired. Sorry. Alright, that's, what are we in, like 10 minutes right now? So, Matt LaFleur, the very progressive Matt LaFleur, has a positive... He complimented Jordan Love's work ethic despite his rough 11-11. And as a Packers fan, I think I have right to be concerned right now because... Sorry, oh my god. I keep yawning. He was sacked, he threw a pick, and then on 7 consecutive snaps, he threw a check down to a running back. And he didn't get good reviews. Herbert and Burrow, they didn't even have an OTA. But when they went to practice, they got good reviews. What did Burrow's coach say? Burrow is nearly flawless. Justin Herbert, he is rare for his size, and it's amazing to see in person. Watson, he right away knew how to operate on the O-line, and, right away, he was good. And that's why I don't think Aaron Rodgers is leaving. I think he's using the fact that Jordan Love can't play. Aaron Rodgers is smart. I think he knows Jordan Love can't play, or right now can't play. That's not saying he can't play in the future, but right now he cannot play. And I think this is part of Aaron's leverage, really. Because of the Packers, they're seeing, oh God, Jordan Love can't play, and Aaron Rodgers might want to leave. We're going to be in a tough position, and we got to get Aaron Rodgers back. So I think it's part of him knowing that it's possible that they might, that he knows that Jordan Love isn't as good. Because Tom Brady wanted Jimmy G out. Why did he want Jimmy G out? Tom Brady didn't want out. He just wanted Jimmy G out. Because he knew Jimmy G could play, and that he was getting up there in age. Obviously, in Tom Brady's standards, he wasn't even close to the end of his career. But, again, Brady's smart, and he knew that other people would see that he's kind of older, and they're like, hey, we got this young kid, Jimmy G, that can also play. So, if we were to let Brady go, it wouldn't be the worst thing. He wanted him out. That's normally what happens. When a quarterback sees another quarterback can play, when an older quarterback sees that a younger quarterback can play, it's threatening. From their standpoint, it's very threatening. And I bet you Alex Smith probably wanted Patrick Mahomes out. It's because they knew these guys could play. Aaron doesn't want Jordan Love out. That's another red flag that he might not even be able to... It's another red flag that he can't play. Alright, so the biggest news of yesterday, I think, was not the Clippers losing and going down 3-2. It was not Danny Ainge stepping down. It was not even the fact that Jordan Love can't play. It was Coach K retiring after so many years of coaching. And I think this is crazy because, not his retirement. I think it's crazy that he was able to bring Duke, which is a very private, small school, not very well known normally, North Carolina has the Michael Jordan endorsement, big market, huge revenue, and Coach K was able to bring that basketball team. That's what they're known for. You don't hear, Duke baseball, Duke volleyball, Duke soccer, or Duke football. You don't hear anything about that. You hear about Duke basketball. And I think this is a very well-timed retirement. It's nothing like Magic Johnson stepping down when the Lakers were already in a tough position. That was very ill-timed. And players really did not expect it either. So, now you shocked the players. You kind of threw them off a bit. Threw them for a loop. And,